Hi everyone, my name is Thatcher Kamen, and on behalf of MDG, we bring you another episode of 3 by 5. That's 3 takeaways in 5 minutes. And on today's episode, we are joined by Connor Stewart, MDG's Public Relations Specialist. And so Connor, what should an organization be communicating during this time of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yeah, that's a great question. So now more than ever, what's going to be really important is leveraging your PR and social media listening tools to ensure that you're getting a read on what your industry is speaking to, what they're looking for, and the struggles that they're experiencing. So that could inform your content strategy and have you produce educational resources that are specific to your industry, government advocacy initiatives, or something completely different. But at the end of this, you need to remember that you are an event marketer, and in no ways do you need to be the expert on the epidemic or anticipate the future. But you want to ensure that you're reacting to your industry and being very in tune to what your audience is experiencing, but also think proactively and anticipate what they're going to want to hear from you in regards to your event, which can be your refund and cancellation policy, your on-site plan, and potentially what virtual tools you have for those who might not be able to travel to your live event.
That is a great point, Connor, as these virtual events are new territory to so many. How should organizations navigate calling their audience to register for these events?
Yeah, right now, the best rule of thumb is to slow selling and increase helping and increase being a resource to your industry. So, continuing to push sales for live in person events when we have restrictions on gatherings can come off as a money grab. So, you're going to want to be sensitive with that. But take a look at what you've traditionally offered your industry and ask yourself how you can change your offerings to help mitigate loss and assist your industry through this difficult time. That could be providing educational resources, providing industry loan relief, perhaps advocating to elected officials for industry relief packages. All in, you want to communicate and champion your organization's initiatives that can help protect your audience, because your audience will certainly remember who showed up for them in their time of need.
What should organizations know about PR campaigns during the COVID-19 pandemic, Connor? Should pre-planned campaigns be canceled?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, not all news needs to be related to the pandemic. There certainly may be a good amount of pre planned news and announcements that are still very relevant to your audience today and can actually provide a breath of fresh air in today's negative clutter of news. So, think about your message and how it can stand out in today's news, but you have to get creative with how you're going to distribute your communications. So, remember that journalists and reporters are also under travel restrictions. So, to adapt to today's new normal, you have to develop some new PR tactics that work for this remote setting. So, one of these can be inviting journalists to join virtual tours or events, which can help drive coverage for things like annual award ceremonies or maybe keynote presentations, virtual education sessions that you may have planned. And another tactic to keep in mind that works remotely is creating a TV coverage package. So while TV broadcast coverage has been historically more difficult to secure, today's travel restrictions provide you a very unique opportunity for securing the TV coverage. Reporters are not able to travel for on-site news coverage anymore, so they have gaps that they need to fill within their segments. And by creating a very short video piece that they can plug into their segments can help them fill their reports and also can secure you some really high quality, top tier TV coverage.
So if people leave with three main takeaways about current PR guidelines to what to follow right now, what would they be?
Yeah, Thatcher, the three takeaways that we have are leverage your PR and social media listening tools so you can get a read on what types of content your industry is looking for, slow selling and increase helping and being a resource. And then keep in mind that not all non-pandemic related news needs to come to a halt. There still might be relevant news out there that your industry would appreciate seeing to provide a fresh air in today's landscape.
This has been extremely helpful, Connor. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you to everybody for tuning in to this episode of 3 by 5. That's 3 takeaways in 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you so much.